Hello, everybody. This is The Poison Tree by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, Chapter 27, By the Roadside. It is one of the worst days of the rainy season. Not once had the sun appeared, only a continuous downpour of rain. The well-metalled road to Benares was a mass of slush, but one traveler was to be seen. His dress was that of a brahmachari. Yellow garments, a bead chaplet on his neck, the mark on the forehead, the bald crown surrounded by only a few white hairs, a palm leaf umbrella in one hand, in the other a brass drinking vessel. Thus the brahmachari traveled in the soaking rain through the dark days, followed by a night as black as though the earth were full of ink. He could not distinguish between road and no road. Nevertheless, he continued his way, for he had renounced the world. He was a brahmachari. To those who had given up worldly pleasures, light and darkness, a good and a bad road, all are one. It was now far on in the night. Now and then it lightened. The darkness itself was preferable, was less frightful than those flashes of light. Friend, plodding along in the darkness of brahmachari, heard suddenly in the pathway some such sound, followed by a long sigh. The sound was muffled, nevertheless it seemed to come from a human throat, from someone in pain. The brahmachari stood waiting. Lightning flashed brightly. He saw something lying at the side of the road. Was it a human being? Still he waited. The next flash convinced him that his conjecture was correct. He called out, "Who are you lying by the roadside?" No one made reply. Again he asked. This time an indistinct sound of distress caught his ear. Then the brahmachari laid his umbrella and a drinking vessel on the ground, and extending his hands began to feel about. Ere long he touched a soft body, and then his hand came in contact with a knot of hair. He exclaimed, "Oh, Durga, it is a woman!" Leaving umbrella and drinking vessel, he raised the dying or senseless woman in his arms, and leaving the road, crossed the plain towards a village. He was familiar with the neighborhood, and could make his way through the darkness. His frame was not powerful, yet he carried this dying creature like a child through his difficult path. Those who are strong in good will to others are not sensible of bodily weakness. Bearing the unconscious woman in his arms, the brahmachari stopped at the door of a leaf-thatched hut at the entrance of the village and called to one within, "Haro, child, are you at home?" The woman replied, "Do I hear the talker's voice? When did the talker come?" "But now, open the door quickly. I am in great difficulty." Haromani opened the door. The brahmachari, bidding her light a lamp, laid his burden on the floor of the hut. Haro lit the lamp, and bringing it near the dying woman, they both examined her carefully. They saw that she was not old, but in the condition of her body it was difficult to guess her age. She was extremely emaciated and seemed struck with mortal illness. At one time she certainly must have had beauty, but she had none now. Her wet garments were greatly soiled and torn in 100 places. Her wet, unbound hair was much tangled, her closed eyes deeply sunk. She breathed, but was not conscious. She seemed near death. Haromani asked, "Who is this? Where'd you find her?" The brahmachari explained, and added, "I see she's near death, yet if we could but renew the warmth of her body she might live. Do as I tell you, and let us see." Then Haromani, following the brahmachari's directions, changed the woman's wet clothes for dry garments and dried her wet hair. Then lighting a fire, they endeavored to warm her. The brahmachari said, "Probably she's been long without food. If there is milk in the house, give her a little at a time." Haromani possessed a cow and had milk at hand. Warming some, she administered it slowly. After a while, the woman opened her eyes. When Haromani said, "Where have you come from, mother?" Reviving, the woman asked, "Where am I?" The brahmachari answered, "Finding you dying by the roadside, I brought you hither." "Where are you going?" "Very far." Haromani said, "You still wear your bracelet. Is your husband living?" The sick woman's brow darkened. Haromani was perplexed. The brahmachari asked, "What shall we call you? What's your name?" The desolate creature, moving a little restlessly, replied, "My name is Surjamukhi."